Hello, okay, this is a continuation of the question and answer video from February of 2013. Today's February 1st. It's my parents' 44th wedding anniversary. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, okay, so this is the non-eating disorder related questions. I've only got 4 of them, so this shouldn't be too terribly long of a video. Okay. Can you tell us about your first bird experience, meaning when did you first feel connected to a bird? My first bird that I ever had, I was like 5 or 4, and it was a budgie. I don't remember being particularly connected to that bird, although I do have a picture of him sitting on my head. I remember he used to get stuck to my tights all the time, and my mom would have to come running to like unhook his toes, his talons from my tights. But the first time I can remember really feeling connected to a bird was when I got my bird Lucky when I was 12. She was a cockatiel. She passed away in 2007 from some mysterious illness that I didn't know she had. But she would cuddle with me, and she taught me a lot about birds, like how to read their body language, how to approach them, and since then I've tamed and rehomed several birds. I have a bird that I believe has autism. Like, I'm being serious. I think she has autism, and I had to learn how to, like, connect with her. So, I felt really connected to Lucky, but I feel even more connected to Lyric, my autistic one, who I acquired, like, several months after Lucky passed away, and they look really similar, which is funny, but, I don't know, I kind of think Lucky's, like, her guardian angel. So I always say, tell Lucky I miss her, because, I don't know, maybe Lyric can see her. But I feel really connected to all birds. Today, I was walking, and I heard and I was like, and I looked up, and there was 3 bald eagles and a hawk flying around, like, above my head. I was like, oh my god, and that's, like, the second time in 2 weeks that I've seen bald eagles, like, super close to me. It's really weird. Also, crows have a tendency to follow me all around, like, everywhere I go. I'm walking downtown, like, through the park blocks in the middle of Portland, and, like, I see people looking at me weird, and I turn around, there's, like, 8 crows walking behind me on the sidewalk, and I'm like, yeah, it's my entourage. Hey, guys. Also, recently I was in Seattle, and I was sitting waiting for a friend, and I was, like, in this amphitheater thing, and, like, all these people were walking by and were, like, doing double takes at me, and I was like, what? And I looked around, and there's, like, pigeons all around me, just, like, sitting there. They're, like, I was like, gosh. Okay, well, I look like the crazy lady from Mary Poppins. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Do you have a favorite childhood memory or phase? Yes. There was a summer when I was 9 where I did soccer camp, swim team, and softball. And it was so much fun because I was doing soccer camp. It was like a month-long camp kind of thing, like in the morning, with 2 of my friends that were also on my swim team, and so it was like super hot, and we would go to soccer camp, and we'd be all sweaty, and like we'd have our swimsuits on underneath our clothes, because like somebody's mom would come pick us up and drop us off at the athletic club where we did swim team, and we'd just like peel off our clothes and jump in the pool in our swimsuits, and it felt so good to jump in the pool because we were all so hot. That was like the best summer ever. I was so tan. Also, another favorite memory from childhood is winning a debate in my junior year of high school. It's not exactly childhood, but close enough. I was up against this guy who was like, my parents are these really great attorneys, and I'm going to win this case, because it was like a mock trial. And so it wasn't really a debate, but he definitely had the easy side, but I was like, nope, not happening. So after my friend like totally butchered our opening statement, I was like, okay, wait. So I went home and I like worked really hard, came back, like we were the underdogs for sure, but we won. And also on the other team was like this girl that was like really, really mean to me for no reason, and I hated her. And like they came to school that day dressed in like suits and stuff, and I was in like a sweatshirt like this and jeans and my Converse, and like we won. Don't know how that happened. Best memory of high school. High school was really awful for me, so like I'm really glad that something good happened. I still remember it, and I actually ran into that teacher like 2 years ago at Christmas time, and I was like, hey, do you know that my best high school memory was in your class? And he was like, oh, I'm so happy. So that's that. Also, any time spent with my cousin, my dad's sister's daughter, she's like my favorite cousin ever. So any time spent with her is probably another favorite childhood memory. Yeah, that's it. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Telekinesis. It'd be really nice to fly, but I would like to have telekinesis. Ever since watching Secret World of Alex Mack when I was a kid on Nickelodeon, oh my gosh, it would be the coolest thing if I could like make stuff move with my mind. It's kind of like in Harry Potter, you know how they had that spell where they could like wave their wand and like, I forgot the word, I can't pronounce it. And then like whatever they were calling for would come to them. Like, think how handy that would be in like real life. All the people in the Middle East could have been like Osama bin Laden, and he'd have been like shoo, right to them. Like, that would have been so handy, you know, because they didn't know where he was. You should watch Zero Dark 30, by the way, if you haven't. It was really good. When and how did you find your spirit animal? Very recently. That happened like last spring. I went to my naturopath, and she started asking me lots of questions that most doctors don't ask me. But I was like, oh, whatever. So I answered. She asked me if there was any animal that I felt like a really strong connection to for no good reason. And I said, yeah, birds. And she said, any specific bird? And I said, yeah, crows. And she started smiling. And I was like, what? She's like, that doesn't surprise me. And she didn't know I had crows tattooed on my back. Now she does. But she and I did a thing where we found my animal ally, which actually wasn't a crow. It was a fox. But that's not my like spirit animal. It's definitely a crow. Like I said, they come around me all the time, and I've learned to start paying more attention to them, because, like, if I see them all around in places where they shouldn't be, or, like, a great many of them, like, way more than I'll typically see at one time, I start paying attention to things around me, like, because usually they're warning me, of something, and it's so strange, because almost every time that happens, something indeed does come along and like knock me for a loop, like whether it be like physical, like if I get sick, or like if something goes on with my family, or like I saw tons and tons of crows the night before, or the night that my cousin died, on 12/12/12. And I'm stupid sometimes, I don't pay attention, and then I'm like, oh, I should have listened, like they were telling me. I don't know what it means to see a bunch of bald eagles, because I just saw like a ton, but I should look that up. Maybe there's something I need to know. But anyway, yeah, so I found it with the help of my naturopath, even though I kind of already knew it all along. And African pied crows are legal to have here in the States because they're from Africa, so they're considered exotic. And I really hope to get an African pied crow as a pet one day. There's no better animal for me to have, like, and there's no better person to have a crow, if I may say so, than me. So yeah, that's that about the crow. And, well, I'm not sure if it's actually a crow or a raven, but they are different in real life and in the spirit sense. But, yeah, so thank you for all your awesome questions. You guys are amazing. And if you have more questions, please go ahead and ask them. I will make another video. I need to make another one anyway because I didn't answer all of my eating disorder related questions. So feel free to send me more of those. If I don't get any more, but I do get some that are not eating disorder related, I'll mesh the two and make one video out of it all. But my phone can only really upload 10-minute segments to YouTube, which is why all my videos never exceed 10 minutes. So yeah, that's it. And for now, there's more, I promise. Keep sending me questions. And I'm going to transcribe this onto my blog so that you don't have to go through like 30 minutes worth of videos to try to find the answer to one question. And I'll put the link for my blog in all of these videos. That's all. Have a great weekend, and have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.